Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Safe Space. As you can, I would just like to thank everybody for liking and sharing and following my videos. I'm going to create more of them. Please let me know if there's more content or different content or something you'd like to see. It's all the same thing, and I'll work on it. Basically, I just want people to see me and get to know me and understand me. I'm very good at, hopefully, I'm very good at writing and things like that and putting things across. But I want, and I think it's important that people see the human side, because once you've met somebody face to face, even if it is over the video, you can connect much better. You can tune into them, you can read body language, and they can read your body language. So, the purpose of this really is just to say hello. I'm going to obviously continue to do videos so that you can see as time goes on. I've got a lot of experience. I'm 62 now, and I've met an awful lot of people. And I would say most of my life, I've been listening to people. People just, wherever they are, they just talk to me. It could be at the bus stop, it could be in the shop, and they open up and they tell you all sorts of things. And I must be honest, when I was young, I used to think, well, why are they telling me this? And I seem to have the knack then to be able to hopefully say the right thing. But as life's moved on, it's become more obvious, and I think it became even more obvious during my years of a driving instructor, because instructing them to drive is relatively easy. But if they've got issues that they've got to deal with, then that makes it really, really hard for them to take in new information, because there's just too much going on in the head. So, really, out of not all of the lessons, of course, but the majority of the lessons, there's an awful lot of counselling going on. You can see all over social media that young people are really, really shouting out for some interaction with humans. They might be on TikTok all day, but it's not healthy for them, and I think they know that, but that's the life they know. So they're extremely lonely, and really, most of the people just want to be able to be heard. Same with old people. Not all old people. Obviously, I know quite a few older people, like 80-year-old that still goes yachting, and they go playing tennis and do all sorts of stuff. So take my hat off to those people. I really do. But some people, have isolated themselves or lost mobility or illness and things like that. They're not having any interaction at all, none whatsoever. So of course they're lonely in a different way. Okay, we've got all the issues of mental health throughout all the ages, particularly young ones, and there's an awful high rate of suicide amongst men. Men find it really hard to, talk about things, ask for help. They want to be the tough, strong person. But, once they do start to talk, then their life will change. I've had obviously loads of young men in the car and older men as well. I mean, I've had 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 70-year-olds, and they usually got situations going on. But because it's a one-to-one in the car, people are quite happy to. So once they've decided they're okay with you and they trust you to a point, that they're okay to, and you can read it in them. You can say, well, look, you say this, you say that, but there's something else, and then it will come out. So one-to-one connection is great. One-to-one connection over the video is just as good. So the real good thing about this is we can talk to people basically mostly all over the world, as long as they've got a good video connection, etc., etc. And all I'm really trying to do is encourage people that just need a little bit of help, a little bit of support. It doesn't have to be full on counselling. I do counselling, coaching, and for the overseas people, I just do general English help. So I don't get complex, but just enough. And really, it's just about getting it out of their head, looking at things in a different way, and creating a space that frees them up a little bit, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel for them. So, without me going on anymore, if this resonates with anybody, don't hesitate um, to. You're under no obligation whatsoever. You're under no pressure. You will not be judged at all. I'm the most open-minded person there is. We just look at whatever, and that's it. So you're not going to be judged or disliked or anything like that. And that's not just because that's my sort of job. I just not that sort of person anyway. Absolutely not. I just, we've been so many times with people and so many times on lessons that, we don't agree with each other, but we're still great friends. I mean, I don't like political stuff, but just for instance, I could be one political party, somebody else could be the other. But we just think, okay, well, that's fine because, why get worked up about it? Why get stressed? So I am that sort of person anyway. I just sort of basically go with the flow. It's your life, and your thoughts and your beliefs are yours, and how you want to behave is up to you. So basically, if you want to, you know, change from a man to a woman or vice versa, is absolutely it's your choice as long as you've considered it properly, etc., which I'm sure most people will have done. So don't make any judgments, and you can talk freely and you can say what you want as long as it's legal. Don't want to get into any great troubles, especially well, no, not at all, really. Okay, well, hopefully, definitely, I appreciate you listening. If you stayed this long, thank you. As you can see, I'm not a natural at this. I'm more natural at talking to people. But sitting here talking to a computer, it's taken a long time to get my head around that. If there's somebody on the other end of the computer, like I've got a group meeting tomorrow night, then that's fine. It's just you can make sense of that. But the young ones can just jump on and video film everything. But I just think it's just taken a while to get used to. So I think we can safely say, thank God I don't read the news because you probably wouldn't get it. So I hope you all have a wonderful remainder of the day wherever you are in the world, and I hope to be nice to see some of you at some point. So bye for now. Bloody hell.